Terry Crews tried to warn us. They mocked him. Oh, who mocking Terry Crews? His strong ass. His big, thick ass. Chat, we're watching Patrick CC. If you guys want to check out his channel, I'll put the link in the description.
In 2017, one of the most universally loved Hollywood stars, Terry Crews, attempted to warn us about the depraved nature of powerful executives in the industry.
Oh.
Not only did he share his extremely humiliating experience to a global audience, but he also tried to do the right thing and get justice legally, only for his case to be thrown out due to what seemed to be the LAPD being paid off.
Wow, bro. That's that nasty Epstein shit going on. That's that Epstein P. Diddy.
If that wasn't bad enough, self-proclaimed macho men in the industry made fun of Terry for sharing his story, giving more of a reason for victims to remain silent.
How you gonna shame someone for coming out about their SA, dude? What the is that, weirdo? I'll whoop his ass. Terry, go whoop his ass. I'll jump him with you.
Terry Crews is like the Hulk. And I just couldn't get how he said that he didn't, like he froze, like he was afraid.
A little chubby white man grabbed your nuts and you ain't do shit. That's funny.
I think it's hard
That's
for me
not
to
funny.
think that a dude
Nick Cannon take care of 27 kids.
all those muscles can't tell an agent to not touch his ass.
Is there a chance that Terry just might be gay and hasn't come out the closet yet?
Because I had the same thought that you just had.
Ironically, as much as these men tried to minimize Crews, all it did was expose themselves for being a cog in the wheel of Hollywood's evil machine.
True. It's very telling, Chad.
But this was just one of the countless dark moments in Terry's career. Although the world saw him as a lovable, muscular teddy bear, deep down he was suffering from a lifetime of pain. Today we are going to deep dive into the tragic story of Terry Crews, the gentle giant who never had to build a facade to be loved. The reason Terry Crews decided to become a chiseled 250-pound beast was because he thought he would have to kill his father.
It was an abusive household, chat. It's scary.
A lot of my desire to be strong was because I knew one day I may have to kill my father.
Terry
That's
Crews was
insane.
the son of a violent alcoholic father and an extremely religious mother.
Well, my earliest memory is my father knocking my mother out.
Damn. I'm sorry. That's not funny. Like, holy that is a up memory. Kenji, I was just thinking like my daddy knocking out my mom. I'm like, Daddy, why? I know she be talking a lot, but why you do that ass up? Like, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I'll probably grab a knife. Type, you know?
Physically abusive, just straight up. He would, and it's wild because he didn't hit us, because my mother would kill him.
Right.
But my mother let him hit her.
What?
Not let. I
That's
wouldn't
like
even say
kind of like a twisted love type of thing, dude. You know what I mean? It's kind of
let, but she would just say, she kind of took her abuse as par for the course.
Divorce was not even considered an option because of his mother's religious views. So
it's like that Jesus, like, watch that's like this. You know what I'm talking about? Like T-posing over you while you're sleeping, and it has a bunch of stuff in his back.
Terry had to witness this constant violence through his formative years. Additionally, his mother's religion did not allow Terry to go to the movies, watch television, listen to music, or really do anything that was secular. So he developed an incredible imagination and a knack for drawing.
I started this art ability simply because I had a huge imagination and was wondering what the world was like. I mean, people would tell me, you know, they went to the movies and they would describe the films and I would try to draw them out.
Wow.
Because I couldn't see them.
Whether it was
cool.
playing the flute, dancing, painting, or acting, Terry knew he was destined to be an artist. But coming from Flint, Michigan, being an artist was not a realistic career, so he constantly felt the need to suppress his dreams. In the 9th grade, he was finally allowed to play sports, and being a larger kid, he gravitated to football. At Flint Academy High School, Terry
Big as shit. He probably like 13 here. Imagine you're lined up, bro, and you just see Terry Crews across from you. You getting laid out. That's the time I retire. That
was the backbone of their defense. Despite this, he never got any offers to play college ball. He did, however, receive an art excellence scholarship to attend Western Michigan University.
That's good.
At WMU, he decided he would give football another chance. Due to his size and natural athletic ability, he earned a spot on the team as a walk-on player. As a defensive end, Terry was named to the All-American team by the National Strength and Conditioning Association. Over his college career,
Kenji will look like a fetus next to Terry. Chat, shut up. Oh my God.
Here, Terry Crews recovered 4 fumbles, which was one shy of a school record, and recorded 12 tackles in a 24-12 victory over Wisconsin. His play on the field helped him earn second-team All-Mid-American Conference honors. Crews helped Western Michigan win the Mid-American Conference Championship in 1988. And even though Terry still believed he was destined to be an artist, he just had no realistic way of achieving that dream. Plus, he had a chance of making the National Football League.
All the way back to college, when I was dating my wife, I told her we were sitting at a Wendy's parking lot. We were sitting in the Wendy's. They had little places in the front where we sit there. And I said, look, first I'm gonna play in the NFL. Then we're gonna move to Hollywood. We're gonna make movies. I made that promise. You see, because I always talk.
Right.
And that's what got on everybody's nerves. Right. Okay, they was like, he talking again. Yeah. But
That's
I told her,
awesome,
that's what
dude.
we're gonna do. We're gonna play in the NFL. Then we're gonna move to Hollywood and make movies. She was like, oh,
Someone in chat, probably gay.
okay.
And all this talk about football is reminding me that it's the best time of the year. The NFL season and the NBA season are underway. The Los Angeles Rams drafted Terry Crews in the 11th round. As a rookie with the LA Rams, he played in only 6 games that season on special teams and then sat out the rest
I was on special teams when I was younger. I don't think we was on the same team though. You know what I mean?
91 and 92 seasons. If you didn't know, the vast majority of NFL players don't earn those multi-million-dollar paychecks, especially in the 90s. Plus, if you don't make the official roster or you get hurt, you don't get paid. Crews played for 6 different teams in 7 years.
Damn.
He was constantly getting cut and was never able to secure that big contract. So he had to use his artistic abilities to make money.
I would get cut from a team. Okay. And, I played on 6 teams in 7 years, so that happened a lot. So I would go back into the locker room and ask the players if they wanted their portraits painted.
What the?
That's how I survived. I was always on the end of the roster. I was never a big superstar.
Dude, he's good. He got that talent. Because I will only be like, you on my ass. That's all I have to offer. You can take it if you like it.
An 11th round draft pick. So my whole thing is, humility gets you far. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to make some money. You got to humble yourself. And I would go back in. And it was so cool because the big stars, they'd be like, man, I'll get a little brother a painting, and I'll give him some money. And it was really kind of cool. But the thing is, I was really good.
It would take him about 2 months to complete a painting, as it was done entirely by hand.
Wait, this is a painting? Is this a painting, chat, or is this a picture? What the?
But he would charge about $5,000 per piece,
Wow.
and that was enough to pay his rent, feed his wife, and 2 daughters. Terry even says the reason he is bald is because he was so broke.
Back in 1991, I had the most beautiful flat top you could imagine. And then I went to the NFL and I was like, oh man, my high top is so beautiful. And then I got cut. And so I was like, oh man, barbershops cost money. And I had no money. I literally was broke. I just went, I'm going all...
Hell no, I'm not buying that. You balding ass mother. You can lie to me about anything else. No bald man wanna be bald. Stop that, Terry Crews. You're not gonna lie to me.
I'm shaving it off, and I was so disappointed.
Were you really?
Bruh, wait, first of all, you gotta talk about, I didn't know it was lumpy. I had no idea there was lumps in my head.
It was now 1997.
I feel like I have some lumps
Terry
in mine.
was almost 30 years old, and he knew he was never going to get the consistent NFL job. Over his 7-year career, Terry played in a total of 26 NFL games and secured a total of 5 tackles. Feeling defeated with absolutely no direction to go in, it was actually his wife who brought up that promise that he made to her back in college.
Wife, bro.
She said, let's take the girls to Hollywood and make movies. But how does a guy with no money, no connections, and a family of 4 survive in Hollywood? Well, he started by asking his former Washington Redskins teammate Ken Harvey for money.
And I was taking these loans from my friend, continued to take. I probably took about 20, 30 loans from this guy.
Hell no.
And he was a pro football player. He's my good friend, Ken Harvey. He's still my good friend to this day.
teammate, but you come to me asking for money. I got you tomorrow. Don't worry. Matter of fact, I got something in my car right now. I'll go get it for you. You know what I mean?
And that's what's so amazing. He stopped and said, hey, man, I asked him for one more loan. He said, dude, that's it. I can't do it anymore.
Terry lived off his friend's money for a year and a half trying to get a job working behind the scenes of a Hollywood production. He was unsuccessful. Desperate to pay the bills, he went to a temp agency to find work where they gave him a job sweeping factory floors for $8 an hour.
Wow.
Sweeping floors humbled me. Like, there's a breaking that you have to go through. Because there was a long time I wouldn't do that.
Right.
And I was like, hey man, I'm too proud for this. And what would everybody think if they see me sweeping the floor?
Right.
And my wife was like, they don't know you.
After sweeping floors, Terry used his natural size and NFL pass to apply for security work.
True.
He landed multiple jobs in LA working security outside of various Hollywood
Can
studios.
Terry Crews fight? I feel like he's all muscle and can't fight. Or maybe he can, I don't know. I just feel like some just be so swollen, they just can't throw hands for shit.
In 1999, he was working outside the set during the filming of Next Friday, starring Ice Cube and Mike Epps. Terry's job on that set was to secure, aka just watch Ice Cube's car for 12 hours.
Holy.
I was out there literally watching Cube's car, and and there I was. I'm like, I'm in the business.
That's funny.
But I was so far from anything happy.
Through working security, Terry met a friend who was a location manager. Location managers basically just oversee all of the various locations of a film production, and they also hire security to secure those locations.
Well, he's like, dude, we're doing this really intense movie at the Jungle right now with Denzel Washington. You gotta come check it out. I came on set as a visitor.
Training day.
I've always realized that you just have to go. Like if you just show up, a lot of times your opportunities are there. I was watching Denzel prepare and I was studying him and I was like, this is how an actor at the top of his game does his thing. Well, the director walks over to me, Antoine Fuqua, and he said, hey man, you wanna be in this movie?
Yo.
Yeah, I was like, sir, whatever you need me to do. It was wild.
I don't know if y'all believe in God, bro. Everything happens for a reason, bro. He had a path. That is like insane, dude. That is crazy.
Find ways to use you in the movie. And I was like, whatever you need. And I didn't get one dime for training day. I just showed up. I volunteered. I said, whatever I can do. I just want to help the movie. I want this to be the best thing ever.
Oh, he's right there. Oh, go crazy, Terry.
Oh, you mother. Okay.
Terry's uncredited role in the film was so small and seemingly so insignificant, yet it was the reason why he got his big break in Hollywood.
That's
Training
crazy
Day was
how
a
it works.
$100 million box office hit, and it just so happened to be one of Ice Cube's favorite movies. And when Ice Cube was watching Training Day, he remembered Terry Crews as the security guard from his set 2 years ago.
Wow.
So he got in contact with Crews and asked him to audition for his next film.
Friday. This is insane, bro. Chat, I love this. This is actually crazy.
Friday After Next.
But they remembered me. So I got a chance to audition for Friday After Next. And I remember us sitting in the waiting
Legendary
room, me
movie.
and Cat Williams, hoping, praying one day we would be able to, be in this movie. Cat Williams and I decided we were gonna go all in. There was gonna be no holding back. If you look at the scenes with Cat Williams and I, it's almost like an intense drama.
Although Friday After Next
It's
was not a
crazy.
box office smash, the Friday series was a cult classic loved by millions
Cult
more.
classic. This I grew up watching this on DVD every single day. We didn't have cable, bro. I just had this motherfucker watching this back to back to back to back.
Than the financials indicate. Terry Crews was officially in. All of what he calls Black Hollywood knew his name, his face, and he was ready to take over.
I knew I was in my destiny. When I say, and this is what I'm saying, I found my destiny. It was so wild because I didn't even want money anymore. I said, I want that feeling again. You know what I mean? It's true, because you could talk about athletes and money and all that stuff, but there's a point when I'm sure when you just catching and doing everything right, you want to chase that again.
Despite Terry seeming like he was on top of the world, he was still suffering through dark times. One Christmas that he calls the Christmas from hell, he decided to take his children and his wife.
And would you ever want to be an actor? No, dude. Hell no. I'm gonna be honest. I want clout and I want money, but I don't want no fame, dude. You feel me? I like being very by myself. I'm very low key, and being an actor is the complete opposite. That's like press tours, you're on screen, like all that, dude. You feel me? If I was an actor, I would want to be like a martial arts actor, dude. You feel me? Like kicking, punching, knocking people out type. You know what I mean?
Back to Flint, Michigan to see his family. Fearful of his father, also known as Big T, resorting to his old ways, Terry told him to keep his composure in front of the grandchildren. But once the alcohol got flowing, Big T lashed out, and he hit Terry's mom in front of the children, knocking her tooth out of place.
Knock the tooth out her! Yo, Terry, put hands on that mother.
I said, so what's going on? Nothing. I said, didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you not to act up? Didn't I tell you CT.
Make it.
Bam! Bam!
Started smashing, bro.
Man, now I hit him. Then my brother came in. Bam!
Damn.
We beat his ass, CT. Now let me tell you something.
I'm not gonna lie, that was probably like all the trauma that he was going through. You feel me? Just all in that one moment. Chat, mitten smack. I promise you that payoff's not gonna be good though. There's no good feeling about like beating your dad, dude. You feel me? Like whooping your dad's ass. I don't think that's ever gonna be like a fun outcome. It's like more sad than anything.
This is the thing. Now this is what I want everybody to get. I didn't feel better.
Yeah,
I didn't feel better.
it's not, bro.
It didn't work.
Terry learned right there and then that physical violence is never going to solve his problems.
Because the thing is, with all this stuff, you have to rise above. I wasn't rising above. I went down with him. I went to his. This is why gang members, when you shoot back, now you just like everybody else.
Right with him.
You right there with him. There's a moment that I had to choose to rise above, but I didn't.
After this incident, Terry did not return home for over a decade. He went back to Hollywood and masked his pain through his work. Cruz had not yet proved himself.
Why that guy is ass to the do-rag with no hair?
As a lead in Hollywood. He was only getting minor roles, but he had a drive and dedication like no other. He said yes to almost everything, which led to him filming 4 movies per year. But the one role that earned him global superstardom was his role as Latrell in White Chicks. White Chicks is about 2 fumbling FBI agents who disguise themselves as mega rich
Look at this.
princesses to infiltrate high society.
I used to watch this on repeat too, chat. Classic.
With the obvious caveat that they are black men disguising themselves as white women. That fact alone was enough to get people extremely interested in the film. Terry had met Damon Wayans through his work. Damon is related to Keenan Ivory Wayans, who is Hollywood royalty, producing comedy classics like In Living Color, Scary Movie, Don't Be a Menace to South Central, among others. The Wayans invited Cruz to audition for White Chicks, and Terry impressed Keenan, so much so that when he got the part as Latrell, the comedy legend often told Cruz to basically freestyle on set. Terry never felt more comfortable as an actor and comedian, and he knew this was his time to shine. In the film, Cruz plays the role of pro basketball player Latrell Spencer.
I think he said he based this character off of like one of the people he knows IRL, like one of the football players he knows IRL. Apparently, I don't know. I swear I've seen some like that though.
Who is attracted to Tiffany, not knowing that she is actually Marcus disguised as a woman.
Santa must have come early this year. Because you were first on my Christmas list.
Woo, there it is right there.
I want to know, are you naughty or nice?
Sorry, I'm not interested.
I'll take that as naughty.
Throughout the entire film, Tiffany is trying to do whatever she can to make Latrell disinterested, whether that be pigging out in front of him or even letting one rip, but it doesn't work.
I hated the tone. You know when he moves his foot and starts ripping off his toenails or whatever that was it grosses me out every time.
Everything she does just makes Latrell more interested.
Oopsie, I had a poopsie.
Girl, we gonna get along just fine. Back at you.
But the most iconic scene from this film that defined Terry Cruz's entire career was when he picked up Tiffany to go out to eat, turned on the radio, and sang every word to 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton. The most shocking part about this scene was that it was actually filmed in just one take. It only took one take because Terry actually loved this song and knew every single word to it before ever stepping onto the movie set. Despite being hilarious in the entire film, Terry's career drastically changed from this scene alone.
Slowly but surely, everything just started to change for me. People would give me my mail, like, making my way downtown.
That's crazy.
And they were like, do the song, do the song.
White Chicks grossed over $100 million.
He has such a positive outlook too. Usually motherfuckers are like, if they're known for something, they're like, oh, Aaron, get fuck off my property. Like, he's so like, I don't know. He seems very great. He seems like a good human being, dude.
In the box office, but it is widely regarded as a cult classic. He became recognized globally and his Hollywood presence skyrocketed. From there, Cruise got a taste of the Adam Sandler stimulus package when he secured a role in The Longest Yard, which was a film about a washed-up former professional football quarterback who goes to prison and is forced to assemble a
This is the one where he just had cheeseburgers. Shit, right?
To play against the guards. Terry's character, Cheeseburger Eddie, is known for being able to get any item from the McDonald's menu into their prison.
I knew you couldn't resist my I got the shakes that'll make you quake. I got the fries that'll cross your eyes. I got the burgers that'll...
I just got the burgers.
Just got burgers.
He also did one of the cleanest robot dances you will ever see. Terry continued to steamroll through cult classics, securing the role as the president in Idiocracy. Idiocracy was written and directed by the legendary Mike Judge, who thought Terry was an absolute perfect fit for President Camacho, a former professional wrestler and also prawn star.
I know bad right now, with all that starving bullshit and the dust storms, and we running out of French fries and burrito coverings.
Yeah. What the f is this?
But I got a solution.
That's what you said last time, dip.
Ironically, President Camacho would have a decent chance at winning the actual presidential election today, but it was again a connection that Terry Crews made on set that would get him another career-defining role, which was portraying Chris Rock's father on the TV sitcom
Legendary,
Everybody Hates Chris.
I opened that up. He's like, I want you to play my dad. Because he saw me and my wife and my 2 kids out there in Santa Fe, New Mexico, when we was filming Longest Yard. He was watching. Wow. And that's the thing another people, you got to remember, everybody is watching. Everybody is watching. And so then I played Chris's dad on Everybody Hates Chris for 4 years straight. This man, when I
best character on a show, arguably, dude.
Look at my life, man. I just thank God for every opportunity.
Everybody Hates Chris is an extremely highly rated sitcom, achieving a near perfect score from both fans and critics. And although it is a comedy, it is primarily about adolescence and family life in inner city poverty.
It's a good show, dude.
The determined struggles of decent parents trying to provide a better life and values for their family, which made Terry the perfect candidate for the role, as that kind of explains his real life. Cruz's character Julius was loved for his insane levels of frugality.
Mad
I
cheap.
know you're not gonna throw that away. Eat that. That's 30 cents worth of oatmeal. Unplug that clock, boy. You can't tell time when you sleep. It's 2 cents an hour.
Throughout his career, Terry constantly broke the trope that muscular African Americans had to be portrayed as tough gangsters.
He reminds me of my dad. Like, if you leave a light on, he'll be like, what the f you say? I don't fuck Thomas Edison. Turn off the fucking lights. You think I'll f him? You think I'll f him for the light bill or something? I don't even know if Thomas Edison's the one with the light, but he just be saying stupid.
Muscles aren't funny was a common thought in the industry, and Terry knew he could break that barrier.
Old Spice.
He didn't need to pretend to be something he wasn't for the approval of Hollywood. He didn't have to build some facade and maintain it so he could get consistent work. He always remained himself, and that's why fans loved him. Terry Crews is a giant muscular teddy bear that deserves to be loved and appreciated. After his hard work through the 2000s, Terry Crews was officially an A-list superstar, but his dark past that he hid from his wife was at its tipping point. Not the money, the fame, nor the acceptance from the world could distract him from the secret he was hiding from his family. And on his darkest day,
he has herpes!
To what he now calls D-Day,
never mind,
is when he had to admit to his wife that he had cheated on her.
Oh!
But my wife was...
Man, listen, he's successful, okay? What you go, all right, Kenji, I'm just saying, like, you gonna throw away a relationship because he cheated? Come on, girl. Like, he didn't mean it. I don't even know her name, girl. Come on, we love each other. And you gonna let that little floozy come in between us? I know I brought her there. That's my fault. But, like, come on now. Kenji, I'm just saying, like, it's almost unrealistic if you have a high-value man. Like, dude, if you have fucking Terry Crews, you think p***s aren't throwing themselves at him? You know how much fucking restraint you have to have as a man if you got a 10 out of 10 bomb? I'm talking fat ass, look, pretty face, beautiful eyes. She don't nag at you to throw out the trash. She don't
yell at you, talk about why you stayed up so late, why this, why that, oh, you left the toilet seat open.
Kenji would cheat. I wouldn't cheat. Cheating's not for me. I think cheating is the most disgusting thing you could possibly do to someone, to be honest. You betray their trust, you betray their love. It's the lowest low you can possibly hit, okay? But what I'm saying is, if you have so much level of renown that bitches are throwing themselves, a lot of men aren't going to be able to turn it down. You see what I'm saying? You got to find yourself a good man. I'm not saying he a bad man, but there's moments of weakness. I'm just saying, you around have an argument with your significant other, and L take. You can say L take if you want, but that's the reality of it, chat, okay? The reality is, if you're a multi-million-dollar man, okay, in a entertainment business surrounded by supermodels and superstar actresses, okay, throwing themselves at you, be honest. You're telling me if you were in that same position, you wouldn't just at least entertain the thought? How about this, chat? When you're out with your significant other and a bad walks past, you're not gonna be like, oh, she's kind of cute. Self-control doesn't exist, shaking my head. I'm not saying self-control doesn't exist, but what I'm saying is men aren't, okay? And if you're getting coochie thrown at you 24/7, if you got 200 a day coming at you from every side, okay? Maybe the 2,552nd that threw her coochie at you, you might fuck around and catch it, is what I'm saying, bro.
Always suspicious, like, you know, what's up with you, Terry? And I'm like, I'm good. And I remember starting arguments.
I'm not a cheater. You guys don't have options to cheat. You don't even have texting your phone. You don't even have a significant other, and y'all are talking about some L take. Chat, you're bitchless. What are you talking about? It would be a miracle if you get into one relationship that's not in Discord. What the are you talking about? Talking about L take, chat, okay? Let a normal, successful person traverse the you don't go outside, okay? Let's not rude. It's true, chat. You guys are talking whatever, the false next question, whatever, bro. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We could play the video now.
So she would stop talking. You forget, you start to forget which lie you told. You know, things start to conflate and what mixing up, and the pornography never stopped. It would be at a lull, but I go like a month and be like, oh wow, I'm good. And then February 2010, she was like, what is it I don't know about you, Terry Crews? And I'm like, what she has to complain about? You know, it's a good life, you know? And the question I would ask her, and I would literally ask myself, was like, why doesn't she believe me? When the question I should have been asking is, why am I lying? You know, and I had blamed her for not believing me. That's
cheater
how
logic.
Deep it goes. And I'm gonna tell you, success is the warmest place to hide. You get a lot of sycophants. You get a lot of people telling you, you're right. I had tons of people like, man, you
like
good.
An echo chamber, dude.
In comparison to everybody else, oh my God, you never hit your wife. You never, you bring the money home. You do all this stuff. But I was not
faithful.
Real. I was a lie. I was living a lie. And when I told my wife, I heard this gasp on the other end, and I was like, oh boy, I think it's over. And she said, you know, I'm done.
Damn.
She said, I don't know who you are. I have no idea. Because see, to me, it happened 10 years ago. But to her, it happened today.
Most men in Hollywood, or in general, would have listened to their ego. They would have convinced themselves that their infidelity was no big deal, and it's menial compared to what other men do.
Hell no. When you cheat, you betray your partner, bro. You betray the trust, the love, everything. Also, chat, I don't want y'all to take that when I was yelling at y'all as like, oh, I'm okay with cheating. What I'm saying is I don't understand cheating. I would never cheat. I'm not a cheater. You understand? But I can understand in circumstances, men ain't. You see what I'm saying? Men ain't. I can see that.
Additionally, a Hollywood star like Terry Crews would probably have left their wife and just married some 21-year-old. But then how would his kids view him? You see, Terry Crews was trying to be the role model that his father never was. He also loved his wife and cherished her loyalty to him. She stuck by him when—
Chat, come on now. BFFR. B for real.
He was nothing. She believed in him. And he knew that was something he could not just let go. They spent years repairing their relationship, but today they use their story as a way to help other couples revive their relationships.
So now, this is what you have to do. And I was totally prepared to
I'm not
live
gonna
the
say
rest
nothing.
of my life by myself.
I'm not gonna say nothing, but what I will say, let's look at the Training Day cast. This is just one movie. Eva Mendes. Stop it, is all I'm saying, chat. Are you seeing the picture now, mother? Come on, chat. Wood like a mother. Hey, don't you have all wife and kids out? You feel me? What are we talking about? What?
Knowing what I'd done, I was like, would I forgive me? See, that was the big thing. Like, would I forgive me? And you know what the answer was? No. No.
Yeah.
But she did.
Many people
Going on a press tour with your wife about cheating is kind of weird, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would keep that so behind scenes. Like, what the is that? It feels like a weird humiliation ritual or some. You feel me? Like that. But also, I keep my relationships private.
praised Terry for opening up about his vulnerabilities. He says he constantly receives emails and messages from people that he has inspired to get help for their addictions.
It's like the same thing with Jada and Will. Yeah, I agree.
Or dive deeper into their faith to find answers for their darkness. However, not everyone thought him being vulnerable was honorable. Some of them thought it was funny. More specifically, when he announced to the world that he was sexually assaulted, guys like 50 Cent, Nick Cannon, and others publicly mocked him. On October 10th, 2017, Terry tweeted, "This whole thing with Harvey Weinstein is giving me PTSD. Why? Because this kind of thing happened to me. My wife and I were at a Hollywood function last year, and a high-level Hollywood executive came over to me and groped my privates."
These weird mother executives, they can do whatever, bro. It's disgusting. You know what I mean? Hello, chat. Hollywood is cooked, bro. Oh my God. I want to see the Epstein Island list. I want to see the P. Diddy. You feel me? Like, what are we talking about?
Jumping back, I said, "What are you doing?" My wife saw everything and we looked at him like he was crazy. He just grinned like a jerk. The alleged perpetrator was Adam Vennet, who was the head of motion pictures for Morris Endeavor Entertainment, an American holding company for talent and media agencies with a net worth of around $6.9 billion, servicing A-list clients like Jake Gyllenhaal, Christian Bale, Hugh Jackman, Denzel Washington, and even Elvis Presley. Based on the casual nature of Terry's tweet, it was kind of hard to take him seriously. Then when he went on national news to tell his story, they realized this was no joke.
Back in February 2016, I was assaulted by Adam Vennet, who is the head of the motion picture.
If y'all move in the background, what the? Hold on 1 second. Can I help you? Get the out of here, Terry. Doing something, you stupid mother. Listen. I'm sorry, Terry. Go ahead. I apologize.
Picture department at William Morris Endeavor, one of the biggest agencies in the world. He's connected to, probably everyone I know in the business. I did not know this man.
So you did not know him before this?
I have never had a conversation with him, ever.
He just agreed to you by touching his ball sack.
And he's basically staring at me, and he's sticking his tongue out, and it's overtly sexual kind of tongue moves. And I'm sitting there like, it's a party, it's packed, the whole thing, and I'm looking like, is this a joke? I mean, I don't understand. It was actually so bizarre. And he keeps coming over to me. He comes over to me. I stick my hand out, and he literally takes his hand and puts it and squeezes my genitals. And I'm jump back like, hey. And he's like, and he's still licking his tongue out and all this stuff. And I go, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then he comes back again, and he just won't stop. And then I really got forceful, pushed him back. He bumps into all the other party goers, the whole thing, and he starts giggling and laughing. And let me tell you, Mike, I've never
he's
felt
probably
more emasculated.
He's probably like drunk, dude, like drunk off drugs or something, and he just let like like these rich billionaire they doing freaky. Let's be honest, they're probably all doing some really weird freaky. They have money and they're used to getting in their way, doing nasty shit. You feel me? He was probably so drunk he didn't even realize he was doing it, but like he let his nasty ways slip in the public eye, bro. You know what I mean? Let his freak fly a little bit too far.
More objectified.
So you didn't think anybody would believe you if you came forward?
Last year? No. Actually, I let it go. Actually, I put it in the back of my head, and I understood why women everywhere had to let it go. But let me tell you, when the Weinstein thing started happening, I got PTSD. I was going, oh my God, this exact thing happened to me.
Shortly after Terry reported this, he got a call from Adam Vennet himself.
I get a call, here it's him on the line. I'm sorry, I was drunk, I wasn't myself that night. And I said, hey man, you gotta understand the depth of what you did. In front of my wife, I said, man, you don't even know how close you got to really being hurt. And I said, you need some help. I said, you need to go get help. And he was like, yeah, okay, bro.
He was drunk and he let his freak fly a little bit, dude. That's what it was. You just saw that curtain come down a little bit.
Was it sincere? Did you feel like it was sincere?
No. It's like when people are sorry because they got caught.
After telling his story to the world, Terry then decided to file a police report with the LAPD about the incident.
Cruz first talked publicly about this last month.
People have to be held accountable. We're going to go all the way.
Determined to get justice, Cruz filed a lawsuit against Adam Bennett. Russell Simmons, a record executive who has never done any business with Terry Crews in his life, emailed Terry asking him if he would give the agent a pass, but Terry remained firm. Nobody gets a pass.
I ignored it. When he emailed me at first, I ignored it, and then all of a sudden he's like, I got zero tolerance for this thing. I'm like, wait a minute, you say you got zero tolerance, but you told me to get a dude a pass when the dude did it to me. I said, that's because abusers protect abusers. This culture protects it. They protect each other like that.
Terry even told his story in front of the Senate.
My name is Terry Crews. I am an actor, author, former athlete, advocate, and a survivor.
And he got a lot of drool on his lip, don't he? Or is that just like lip gloss?
This past year, we have seen powerful men in Hollywood and elsewhere finally held accountable for sexual harassment and assault. We also saw the backlash survivors faced after coming forward.
It's sad that people say, we need to care more about men who are SA'd too, but when men speak up about it, they oftentimes get made fun of and ridiculed.
To be fair though, I feel like it's like other men making fun of him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just dumb.
People who should be ridiculed are the gross assailants.
It's a scar? Oh, I didn't even know.
Since this was at the heart of the Me Too movement, where most people speaking out were called opportunists and liars, many raised the argument that nobody could possibly assault a 250-pound muscular beast like Terry Crews, essentially proposing the idea that he was lying or doing this for attention.
No, I don't even want to put it on men as well. Chat, I remember I tried to open up about what happened to me, bro, and like chat, y'all were disgusting about it. We have it on a reaction channel somewhere. Y'all are gross about it. Not all of you, duh, but like the YouTube comments were calling y'all out like crazy.
He posted an image of a shirtless Terry Crews with the words, "I got R-worded. My wife just watched." It also featured a second photo of Crews in a suit with a rose in his mouth with the words, "Gym time." In the caption, he wrote, "LOL, what the F is going on here, man? Terry, I froze in fear. They would have had to take me to jail. Get the strap." 50 doubled down on his comments in an interview with Larry King.
Terry Crews is like the Hulk. This guy's like huge. And
Where is 50 in this? Where do you fit into this?
When he gets into a scenario, starts to explain the scenario, because he was speaking to the Senate, and the lady asked him, well, you didn't do anything, you didn't like push him off, or... And I just couldn't get how he said that he didn't, like he froze, like he was afraid.
And Terry was approached and asked to respond to
'Cause
50's...
it's you're shocked, bro. You don't know a person, they just come and hold on to your nutsack. That's not normal, dude. I would be very confused. I'm gonna be jolted the fuck out. What?
Comments, he took the high road.
Today, 50 Cent took a shot at you on one of his posts.
Terry need to go hold his nutsack. How about that?
How about if 50 Cent just standing there out of nowhere and Terry just come and grip his nutsack up? We'll see how the roles reverse.
Saying that saying with how big you are.
Let's go nut for nut.
How could how could this have happened to you?
Yeah.
And he said if it had happened to him, he would have grabbed this strap.
Well, I love 50 Cent. I listen to his music while I'm working out. That's the deal.
Amanda, the stairs. Anything about how big you are? Is that something is that a fair comment by him?
Well, first of all, I proved that size doesn't matter when it comes to sexual assault.
But that didn't stop the conversation around Terry. In fact, it just poured more gas on the fire. Some people even started to ponder if Terry was...
Look at his goggles. Who is he?
...was gay, and that maybe he liked it.
Is there a chance that Terry just might be gay and hasn't come out the closet yet?
Let me tell you something. When I saw that today, right, it with me for a split second, because I had the same thought that you just had. When you're from the street, and now Terry Crews from Flint. He's from Flint, Michigan. I don't know nobody else. Some of the coldest gangsters I know come out of Flint, Michigan. So, what?
He didn't fucking shoot him right away? Oh, nah, he must be gay. Terrible logic, dude.
The fuck he was trying to prove with the purse and the boots? I don't get it because it doesn't prove anything. And to the LGBTQ, to the Terry Crewses of the world, listen, we're not here to bash nobody. Some things are just misconstrued and...
Miss what? Say that one more time.
Misconstrued.
Misconstrued, that mother said. That mother said misconstrued. That is supposed to be misconstrued. Yo, this guy, he can't even
using words. He trying to sound intellectual. This is my stupid as
And don't forget, we are entitled to our opinions also.
More of Terry's peers chimed in. Like,
there's no opinion. You got essayed. That's it. There's no opinion to be had, you fucking weirdo.
DL Hewley.
It's always the bald mother speaking.
What do you think of the whole Terry Crews thing?
I think it's hard for me to think that a dude with all those muscles can't tell an agent to not touch his ass.
His ass or his
whatever.
Whatever he touched.
I just do. I don't understand. I think that now everybody's so into this notion that it happened to me too. Hey, mother, God gave you muscles so you can say no.
Presumably,
God gave you muscles so you can say no. Imagine telling that to like anyone else. Oh, you got essayed? So you have hands. God gave you hands to push them away. Like, what the f is that logic? These motherfuckers are dumb as shit, bro. So who the f is this? Little sombrero or whatever's on his head.
For being mocked and ridiculed for over a year, Terry kind of snapped at DL, and the way he responded just caused even more controversy. He got into a back and forth with DL Hewley on Twitter, where DL suggested that he should have slapped the executive for groping him, to which Terry replied, "So sir, if you truly feel that is a correct way to deal with toxic behavior, should I slap the shit out of you?"
W, bro. Little Terry.
This tweet absolutely exploded with 227,000 likes, but they were just in it for the drama. Many others felt like Terry crossed a line.
What line? So let me get this straight. He want to slap the black man for commenting on his situation, but he does nothing to the white man who created.
Hey, who the f is he?
Can someone explain what the f is on my screen right now? This is where the f he come from.
The situation by molesting him and basically driving him in front of his wife.
Nick Cannon jumped in on the conversation.
You need to jump in a van and go pick up your 15 kids, sir.
While he said he respects the way Terry handled the situation, he doesn't think that absolves him from being joked on.
A little chubby white man grabbed your nuts and you ain't do shit. That's funny. You a big ass mother. We gonna joke about that. Right. You come on Wildin' Out, it's gonna be nut grabbing jokes for the whole episode. Like, because
grab his nuts. Everybody grab a handful of his nuts. He already used them enough. Squeeze them even. Nick Cannon, okay? He already used too many of it. It'll probably do him a favor.
It happened in the public. We're talking about. It's not. We can joke about this. There's no hate involved in this, but that's how you get over. That humor heals. Like, right, let's talk about it. So he can't. I don't agree with him jumping out there and you know, badgering all of these other people who are just talking about it.
Badgering? Oh, okay. There's a difference between telling like, haha, oh, your nuts got touched, ha ha ha, right? And saying, well, you have muscles. You know, you got touched. Why didn't you just push them away? God gave you muscles. What, bro?
Like, yeah. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, they made jokes about it too. Why you not getting crazy with them?
Nobody seemed to acknowledge that if Terry Crews beat the snot out of this guy, he would be labeled as the crazy black guy who overreacted and beat up the innocent white executive who was just playing a little joke. Unfortunately, Terry's lawsuit never got to see a trial, and a settlement was reached between Vennett and Crews, meaning Terry did get some sort of payout. Vennett denied the allegations in court documents, claiming his actions towards Crews were not sexual and caused no harm. However, Crews claims that the case was thrown out because Vennett was in the LAPD's pockets.
Damn.
He tweeted, "Adam Vennett has been the event chairman of the LAPD Foundation, which raises millions for the LAPD. Anyone wonder why my assault case against him was thrown out by the DA? Yeah. #MeToo. Terry risked his career to try to expose the dark reality of a Hollywood executive, and for that, he was mocked and ridiculed by his peers. Some of them will never work with this, but it doesn't really seem like it impacted his ability to get work. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Terminator Salvation, The Expendables 1, 2, and 3, Bridesmaids, Arrested Development, The Ridiculous Six, Sorry to Bother You, Deadpool 2, hosting America's Got Talent, and even becoming the most iconic Old Spice spokesman in history, it's safe to say that standing up for what was right paid off in the end. All of Terry's decisions, even if deemed controversial, were done in the spirit of being the man his father never was. Terry is redefining masculinity, constantly asking himself, what is the right thing to do as a husband and as a father? And despite all the pain, torment, and abuse his father put onto him, he forgave him, and they made amends.
And I got with my father, and I forgave
That's
him.
nice.
I learned, I said, you know what? My wife taught me forgiveness. I need to forgive you. And I'll never forget these words. I said, you know what? I've been waiting on you to say you're sorry. You know what? I am going to say right now that if I could choose my parents, I'd choose you because I came through you. I'm not from you. I came through you. You didn't come from your parents. You came through them.
He talking, I came from my parents. Don't speak for me, Terry Crews. You watch your mouth.
So you do not have to take the stuff that they have. You can choose what to take. You can choose the good or choose the bad. You don't have to settle for, well, this is what we did, this is how we are. So I told him that, and he broke down.
He's spitting nothing.
He broke down, and I gave him the hug of a lifetime. And this hug lasted, I swear it felt like it lasted 10 minutes. And he cried, and he broke down, and he said, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for what I did to you and Marcel. He said, I'm sorry for what I did to you and your brother and your sister and your mother. And that's what I was waiting on. And it made me free. It made me free.
Free from that anger. That hatred holds on to you, Chad. It doesn't let you move on. Sometimes you just gotta forgive. It's not for them, it's for yourself. It might not make sense now, but when you're in a situation and you're just held on by hatred and you're like haunted by it, forgiveness is key for yourself.